So, welcome back to another episode of the Scream lore build series, where I make a build that fits the story of whatever character from whatever movie, with the caveat that I am not allowed to use any duplicate perks, nor am I allowed to use that character's teachable perks. And the character we're going to be doing today is Ghostface from Scream 4, one of my personal favorite sequels in the entire franchise. For the build, we have Starstruck. Similar to Roman Bridger, Jill is very envious of all the fame that Sydney has gained from all the Ghostface killings, and she wants to be famous too.
I don't need friends, I need fans.
So how does she do it? Well, she kills her mother, her entire friend group, a bunch of random people, and frames Charlie and Trevor to make it look like she is a victim of a Ghostface massacre. For our next perk, we have Dark Arrogance, and we're playing into the flavor text for this perk. When everything is going right, you are an inescapable inevitability. And this perk represents Jill's plan and how everything was falling into place. She had successfully framed both Charlie and Trevor, she quote-unquote killed Sydney, and she staged everything to look like she was the victim of a Ghostface killing spree. She was right there at the finish line, but like Sydney told her,
"You'll slip, they always do."
Next up, we have Rapid Brutality, and this perk plays into the fact that Ghostface was just an absolute monster in this movie. It was just one kill after the other, after the other, after the other. It was just non-stop carnage in Scream 4. For our final perk, we have A Nurse's Calling, and this plays into the very end of the movie where Jill is at the hospital and she finds out that Sydney is still alive. So to prevent her from spilling the beans, she tries to end her once and for all. But due to a certain circum of events, she eventually meets a very shocking ending.
Clear, clear, clear.
Anyways, with that out of the way, let's get into the likes and dislikes.
Hello, Sydney.
Let's get into the likes and dislikes about Scream 4, and for my very first like, I have Ghostface. I absolutely love how brutal and vicious Ghostface is this time around. Easily probably the most brutal Ghostface we've seen so far in the franchise. The only one that I think could contend with it is probably Scream 6, but even then, like, Charlie is on a whole nother level. And I say Charlie because I think Charlie did most of the work in this film. This motherfucker was going ham on everybody. My favorite kill by far in this film was probably the opening kill with the garage door, very reminiscent of the Tatum Riley kill from Scream 1, but instead of crushing her as the door goes up, he instead uses it to crush the girl's spine, paralyzing her so she cannot escape. Imagine you're in that situation. You're this close to freedom, only just to get cut short, unable to move, and ready for the kill. Unbelievable. Another really cool kill is with the blonde girl. I can't remember what her name was, but it's the where Ghostface was hiding in the closet. He's talking to Kirby, acting like he's in her closet or Jill's closet. She calls his bluff, and then he says, "I never said I was in your closet," and then pops out. And my god, the aftermath of this kill was just vicious, to say the least. Blood and guts everywhere, smashed through a window. It's just, oh my goodness, Charlie was not fucking around, dude. Some other cool kills are like with the mail slot kill, which I thought was really cool, and the forehead stab. I do think that kill in particular was a little goofy, especially with the guy shadow boxing and say, I forget what the actor he said, something like Brad Pitt. Fuck Brad Pitt, and just flops on the ground. I thought that was a little too goofy, but apparently it happened in real life, so who am I to say anything? For my next like, I have Sydney motherfucking Prescott, man. I absolutely love Sydney in this movie. I do think she's very underutilized, which is understandable. They kind of wanted to put the spotlight on Jill, Kirby, Charlie, and also for some reason Gail and Dewey's little marriage troubles, which I don't mind all that much because every scene that we get with Sydney is just absolute gold, man. My favorite part about her is how she's kind of just fed up with all of Ghostface's bullshit to this point. Like we've seen throughout this entire franchise that she just gets more and more annoyed every single time that Ghostface pops up, to this point where she just doesn't care anymore. She doesn't care why she's getting targeted. All she wants to do is get Ghostface out of the way as quickly as possible, which I absolutely love, which kind of leads into my next like about Sydney, and that is her running into danger a lot more often in this film. We saw a bit of this in Scream 3 where she was going to save Gail and Dewey at the mansion. Like every single time Ghostface pops up, Sydney is always right on top of it, which I really like. She kind of reminds me of Dr. Loomis in that regards. Like anytime Michael pops up, Dr. Loomis is right there, right behind him, which kind of makes me think that she is kind of an Ahab in this movie, which if you don't know what that is basically just a Dr. Loomis character, a headhunter. But yeah, I love Sydney. I wish she was utilized a little more, but I'm not complaining whatsoever. Also, nice kick, by the way, Sydney. Next up on my likes, I have Dewey, specifically Sheriff Dewey, which is pretty cool to see. I absolutely love Dewey this time around. He's very funny, very charismatic. My favorite scene with him is probably when he's interrogating, or not interrogating, but interviewing Kirby, Jill, and the blonde girl. Still don't know what her name is. And Kirby thinks she's next up on the chopping block because she didn't get a phone call from Ghostface. And Dewey's not really helping her all that much. He's kind of making her fears a lot worse. I'll put it on the screen right now if you don't remember that scene.
And the killer didn't call you?
No. Does that mean that I'm not going to live as long as these two?
No. Maybe. Of course not.
Oh my God, did you hear that? I'm going to be next.
My only gripe with Dewey this time around is just his relationship with Gale and how he butts her out of the investigation for whatever reason. I kind of understand it from a sheriff point of view. You want to keep civilians and your first lady out of, you know, the investigation and all that shit. But this is Gale Weathers we're talking about. This is the same woman you investigated the last 3 Ghostface with. Even though you guys didn't solve shit, you know, Sydney kind of just found everything out by herself. But, you know, this is your partner in crime. Why not have her a part of the investigation? He did come around eventually, but it just didn't make sense in my opinion. Next up on my likes, I have Kirby, or should I say Randy Meeks 2.0. I absolutely love Kirby, and it's not just because she's hot and she's a horror fan, like, God, please marry me, but she is probably the best character in this film. Not better than Sydney or Dewey or anything like that, but she is the best new age character in my opinion, even better than Jill. She has a lot of great moments, like for example when she was trying to save Charlie's life with the whole horror movie trivia. Very heartwarming until Charlie pulled his little bitch boy routine and stabbed her in the gut and said, "Now you notice me after 4 years of classes?" Like, shut the fuck up, dude. For my 5th like, I have Jill. Now, I really do like Jill in this movie. She's not my favorite Ghostface in the franchise, not by a long shot, but I do think that she probably is the most evil Ghostface that we have ever seen in the franchise, or at least the Ghostface with the most evil motivation. Sure, Mickey was pretty evil in his own regards, but then again, you know, he was a serial killer before he even met Sydney, so it's not like it was on any sort of personal level or anything like that. But Jill, on the other hand, she decided one day, I want the fame that my cousin Sydney has, so I'm gonna kill my entire family, my entire friend group, and a bunch of random innocent people, not really random, but kill all those people in order to become famous like Sydney. Like, how much more evil can you get? She is quite literally a psychopath. She was born to be a killer. Another thing I really like about Jill is her plan and how she almost got away with it scot-free. How she was going to use Charlie to do most of the grunt work and implicate Trevor to make it seem like he was the second Ghostface, then kill Sydney so she couldn't hog all the glory, and then finally leaving Gale alive with a wound so they can do the whole matching wound thing, write a book together and shit like that. She almost got away with it, but then again, Sydney said that she would slip, which she did. I'm not gonna hark on this next like for too long, but one of my favorite scenes from the movie was the cinema club scene. One reason being because I wish I had a cinema club back when I was in high school, and also another reason being that it kind of shows that Jill's plan is falling into place. We have Kirby showing the live feed of Trevor to Sydney, kind of saying, hey, I think Trevor's the killer, and Sydney kind of nodding, saying, yeah, I think so too. They're both fooled at this point, and we also have Charlie in the front of the room giving off the rules of the next killer, like how they're gonna, you know, do these next kills and shit like that, trying to build a legend. Really, really cool scene, really well acted. Moving on to the dislikes, and for my very first dislike, I have the book lady, which is the lady that was following around Sydney with the whole book sales and shit like that. That lady was very annoying and very douchey as well, especially when she was interacting with Gale, approaching her and pretending to be a fan, and then as the conversation goes along, she throws in little gut stabs to try to get under Gale's skin, which did kind of remind me of Mrs. Loomis from Scream 2, but honestly, it was done a lot worse in this film. Maybe it was supposed to be as like a red herring or something like that, trying to remind us of Mrs. Loomis so we think that this lady is Ghostface. Maybe that's what they were going for, but I don't know. Another thing that I really didn't like about her is when all the Ghostface killings were starting again, and she was trying to like get as much money out of it as she possibly could, trying to get Sydney to sign a contract or whatever that scene was. I want to get it out of my memory. But yeah, she was just a money-hungry douchebag, to say the least, and I was very glad to see her die. Next up on my dislikes, I have Trevor. This guy is probably the most boring and pointless character in any Scream movie ever. I think he's even more pointless than fucking Kyle Gallner from Scream 5. Like, dude, why are you even here? The only thing that his character was meant to do was just look more and more guilty as the movie went along, not doing himself any favors. Like, for example, when he snuck into Jill's room, very much like Billy Loomis from Scream 1, or showing up at Stabathon, or also showing up at Kirby's house uninvited, seemingly. I know he technically was invited, but from their perspective, or at least anybody who wasn't privy to the fact that Jill and Charlie were Ghostface, he wasn't invited whatsoever, so it made him look even more suspicious. Yeah, overall, I didn't like Trevor's character, and I think he's probably the most unneeded character in any Scream movie. Speaking of bland characters, for my next dislike, I have Charlie. Now, don't get me wrong, Charlie is a badass Ghostface, probably top 3 strongest Ghostface in the entire franchise. But his character was just really boring and really bland, honestly. Like, the only time that his character actually shined through and was fleshed out, at least a little bit, was his interactions with Kirby, their romantic little scenes that they have. You know, does Kirby like Charlie? Does she not? Is Charlie going to make a move? Is he not? Like, that dynamic was really interesting and really cool to see on screen. But every other scene Charlie's in, he's just a boring ass motherfucker, and I can't really like him all that much. And also, he was kind of a little bitch as well, don't you think? Like, with the whole, you know, Kirby not noticing him after 4 years and him getting pissed off about that and deciding to kill her, even though he was like this close, like little 1 inch away from the goal line. He was 1 inch from striking gold. This close to getting with Kirby. Kirby we're talking about, man. You were this close. Oh, that was actually my last dislike. Okay, moving on. Let's get on to the Loomis meter. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically just a scale from 1 to 6.
I shot him 6 times!
1 being bad and 6 being amazing. And for Scream 4, I'm gonna be giving it a 5 times out of 6. I would argue that Scream 4 is probably my 3rd favorite movie in the entire franchise. I like all the cool things that it offered, like Jill being just purely and simply evil.
Purely and simply evil.
Sydney being a badass, Dewey being awesome as always, having Kirby as the next Randy Meeks, even though she kind of got sidelined in Scream 5 and 6. But overall, I think Scream 4 is probably a very overlooked and underrated movie in the franchise. And if I remember correctly, they were supposed to make a whole trilogy based off of this movie, which kind of sucks that it didn't happen. But anyway, let me know what you thought about Scream 4 in the comments down below.
Hello, Sydney.
So some pretty big news within the horror community right now. Apparently, we're supposed to be getting a Hellraiser video game, which is pretty exciting. I am very hesitant about this though, because it is going to be made by Saber Interactive, who also made Evil Dead the game. And the reason I'm hesitant is because Saber did not treat their content creators nor their community very well when Evil Dead first released. Kept everybody in the dark, was very arrogant at times as well. And also the balancing was like non-existent for the first month of that game's life cycle. Oh my god, was Survivor overpowered. I will give this to Saber though, they did make one of my favorite ASIM games of all time. I had a blast within my first time playing Evil Dead the game. Probably the most fun I've ever had in an ASIM game. Up there with TCM, Friday, all that stuff. I don't think this is going to be a very popular game though. I don't think every DBD player is going to be flocking to this game, which we don't even know if this is going to be a multiplayer game. It hasn't been confirmed yet. All we know about this game is that it is Hellraiser and there's going to be a trailer on July 22nd. So if you are a Hellraiser fan, then mark your calendar. Mark it. Mark your calendar, July 22nd. I'll also link the teaser in the description down below. Can we get a little stalk right here? I'm gonna hide myself for a little bit, play like Mr. Kingpin. Kingpin is probably one of my favorite Ghostface content creators of all time. God fucking damn it, auto aim. You got life? You do. Never swing at the Lithe brothers. Never swing at a survivor doing that shit. Hi. Get out of here. I had a sable in my way. No. No friendliness. No. Come back here, Yui. Come back. Do I make this? I do. She made a very bad decision, pathing-wise. Alright, let's get you on a hook. And somehow that Sable is immediately up. I think it's just because... Well, maybe they have a We're Gonna Live Forever, so if I smack that Sable, it's not gonna end very well for me. I guess that can lead into my question of the video. My question is, what is your favorite ASIM game of all time that is not Dead by Daylight? Try to give me a non-Dead by Daylight ASIM game. There we go. Got a little fleet in our eyes. Hello, my darling. Hello, my big booty Brazilian lady. I apologize for my incel behavior, guys. I'm sorry. Shame on me, right? Shame on me. Oh, that'd have been sexy if I hit that, right? Ooh. Hadouken. Oh, if I had to linger right there, that'd have been sexy. My favorite ASIM game of all time is TCM. I know a lot of people don't like TCM because of the devs and shit like that, but how they treated the last month of that game's life cycle, but nonetheless, it's one of my favorite ASIM games of all time. I loved playing Bubba. Bubba was my favorite character in that game. How did you get past me? What? This girl's DPI or whatever, her keyboard fucking fingers are so, oh my goodness. I don't know what I'm trying to say. She can use that keyboard like a motherfucker. Yeah, you can. Stop dropping pallet, Sable. What the hell, man? A little mark on this person. Okay, he did not have We're Gonna Live Forever. Crisis averted, people. Did I hook this person? Did I hook somebody else? I think it was the, was it the Sable? No, it was the, no, it was this girl. Yeah, it was this girl. This is her second stage. I'm unintentionally tunneling right now. I didn't mean to. Y'all were just being very, altruistic. Hello, Jambretsuwa. Ooh, I hear somebody on this gen right here. Hello, Ken. Thank you. By the way, I learned from a little tips and tricks video from, I can't remember who it was, I think it was SK, but he said that if you hold your stalk, it suppresses your footsteps, which is pretty nice. I didn't use it right there because I didn't think to do so, but yeah, that is a thing. Can I not do that? Thank you. Oh, wait. The Thalita's name is Miss Thickness. I am fully in my right to say that she's thick, guys. I'm fully in my right. Hello. That. She gonna come back around? She's not. She's gonna run away from me. Yeah, that's right. That's right. The fuck? Who's that? Oh, hi, Sable. That's a wheelchair. You're gonna need one when I'm done with you. Okay. Thank God. I thought that was gonna be a stun chest. Oh, those things scare me. We'll stalk off you. Oh, I see you. What? Miss Thickness, get out of here. Hadouken. Very nice. Very nice. Miss Thickness down. Her thickness is all over the floor. That sounds very disgusting. I apologize. My incel behavior triumphs over my wrath. Hello, I hear you on this gen. I knew it. You dirty, dirty survivor. It rubs the lotion on its skin, or it will get the hose again. Let me know what that is from, that quote. What movie is that from? And yes, it is from a movie. Where did this person go? She's right here. Okay. I'll take it, yeah! Yeah, pro gamer moves from me. Where the fuck's a hook? Oh, it's a basement. Oh, I don't make it, do I? I don't make it, do I? My controller fucking movement. No. 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 Okay. Whew. 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 Gosh, that was close. Hi there. Oh, I did not mean to pop that. The ping issue. Wow. Gosh darn it. I don't have a invitation in order to break that pallet, so I just had to break it with my foot. Break it with my darn foot. He go this? He did go this way. Oh, he mind gamed himself. I mind gamed myself, and he mind gamed himself as well. I'm calling the police. I just got robbed. Bang! There we go. I feel like I should have smacked him. His ass was inside of my knife. Hello. I didn't even know you were there. I just guessed. I guessed. I'm just that smart. I'm stronger. I'm smarter. I'm better. I am better. Fine. Dead. Dead. You hear that? Dead! Yeah, the worst perk in this build is probably Rapid Brutality because Ghostface does rely on Bloodlust a little bit. Anybody who disagrees is a plebeian. I don't know. I don't even know what a plebeian is. I'm so sorry. You motherfucker. I'm still gonna get this girl. I'm still gonna get her. Bang! Bang! Broke that with my foot. You saw that? You saw that? Ladies, are you watching? Oh my, the hell was that? What were you doing? Why were you doing that? They're healing right here. Can I get a little stalkeroony on them? Oh. Are you serious, game? Are you serious? Don't worry, we can get our power back with Olsen's wallet. Never to fear, Stocky Boy is here. I wish. I wish. Stocky Boy is my hero. He's my hero. I have Dark Arrogance, so I can catch up pretty fast. He is looping the absolute fucking shit out of me. Hi, guys. How dare you, Sable? How dare you look in my way? What the hell are you looking at? Huh? Huh? You wanna go? You wanna go? Huh? You think this ends well for you, huh? You're not gonna live to see the dawn. Bitch. No. No. We're not friends. We'll never be friends, Sable. You and I, we're never gonna be a thing. I don't like spooky bitches. Me and Miss Thickness, on the other hand, now we're talking. This map is inherently killer-sided for every other killer, not killer-sided, survivor-sided, I mean. But for Ghostface, it makes it killer-sided because he's a stealth killer, which, you know. Huh? Huh? Ooh. 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 Is he gonna see me coming? Nope, he doesn't. Hatua! Shit on! You know what, Sable? You kind of persuaded me. You know, let's go on a date. Let's see if we are compatible. Let's see if we can make things work. You want it? Come and get it! Come on. Come on. That's it. Ah! You son of a bitch. No, I was gonna close it on her ass. Alright, Loomis, send us out.
God damn you.